I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while, and the reason is, even among the community of people who are into psychic stuff, remote viewing, all that, everyone seems to fall into the same hazards because we've tended to revere and put on a pedestal that which has been foreign to us. My first example is remote viewing. I had a friend, she was like, you have to see this video, and so this remote viewing woman is telling us about the upcoming Armageddon and whatever she sees. And I'm not saying she's incorrect, but that's one particular timeline. If you understood the power of your intelligence, you'd also understand that the timeline does not have to happen to me. By making you focus on that, you are more likely to bring it into your reality. The power of our attention is beyond your comprehension. Unless it isn't, in which case, you're doing pretty well. Because everything is conspired to tell us we're powerless. Everything continues to try to tell us we're powerless. That's why I made a video the other day about Newtonian physics not being primary in this reality. But we've been told otherwise. Now, psychics. Psychics have a tendency to want to... they tend to tell you what they're told to tell you by entities that are on the other side. Not all of the entities have your full best interest at heart, and not all of them are necessarily being honest. Just because they're different does not mean they're better. So I have friends that are psychics, and I'm very clear, please make sure that you also ask for whatever information it is. Don't be afraid to push. Frankly, you, the psychic, is the treasure, because these entities cannot communicate without that person. It's like, you're the last person that speaks that language. They need you to translate. Know your value. And don't be afraid if you're working with someone who's psychic to question, to really get into it, because that's what you're there for, that's what they're there for. And sometimes, I'm not saying to push, but to engage. And that brings me into what's called guides or higher selves. Most people put all of this on a pedestal, and it's like, oh, my guides and this and that. I've been told that I have like twice as many as anyone's ever seen with a person. I don't know. What I do know is when I write, I have at least 7 handwritings per page, and I'm aware that I have different types of intelligence that cycle through my head. So what's actually me? I'm the glue that holds it together. I'm what connects all of these different frequencies and brings them into this plane. So I have to be very careful to cultivate my ethics at the highest level, to know who I am, to be able to come from the heart and not from fear. So that way I'm very clear with how I act. With all of these different energies, I know my values. I know my clarity, because that's really, really important. There's a lot of mixed signals. I've always had them, and it took me a long time to really connect. Learn how to feel your body. Your body is going to help you a lot, to tell the truth. Your body is also going to help guide you. It is at this point in reality, one of the most important keys to coming to your truth, to waking up, to coming into your power, whatever you may call it. My meditations are my body and my reality. My reality gives me what I need to learn at that moment. I don't always accept it as willingly and readily as I should. Sometimes I have to remind myself that I don't have to like it, and that the resistance is the pain. So, all of this said, yes, astral layer. I did a remote viewing course or astral projection probably about 15-20 years ago with a friend of mine. I didn't get anything because I was so blocked. I can't get anything. To this day, I'm still working on visualizing. I blocked a ton of stuff, and I'm working on it. But I do love the things that I'm given. I'm grateful for them. I engage with whatever higher intelligence is or intelligences on the level of fun and play. I've been known to curse them out, and they've been known to vex me. We tend to have a pretty good time. I know that they give me a ton of support, and I know that they do work to help me keep learning. And I also know that without me, they're unemployed, and I will tell them that, and we'll have a few laughs together. I'm fully aware that my sense of humor, which some people are not in love with, I received from them, and my sense of humor tends to have a little bit of a prankster element to it. So yes, my reality plays with me, and I do my best to play back. So these are just, if this were a book, this would be in the appendix. These are little pointers that most people that I've heard do not tell you. Oh, here's a really good one. And this one I found while I was driving down to work, listening to something from Lester Levinson, the creator of the Sedona method. And all of a sudden it hit me. We've been conditioned to pray or believe that God is outside of us, to put God on a pedestal, to separate ourselves from divinity. The truth is, God, or divinity, creator, source, whatever you want to call it, him, her, is within. It is what we are made of. Literally, it is us. Each one of us, that spark that we call a soul, is ultimately very closely tied to divine intelligence and love. And it's not separate. So when we separate it, we create a gap. Remember, it is you. Remember, you are it. Now, we do protect the world and ourselves by disempowering our divine capacity when we are confused or acting from a place that is not in the greatest good. If we cannot trust ourselves to not cause harm to ourselves and others, we will remove the capacity to use powerful tools. That's very fair. And David Hawkins, I strongly recommend him all the time. Power versus Force, all of those books, explains a lot of this. But in terms of what I'm saying, I really haven't seen it in a whole lot of places. So I hope this helps you to clarify. Oh, divination. I'm not sure if I said that this time. Divination. And I've been known sometimes to consult the I Ching, and I do muscle testing at work. But divination is really a mixed bag because we're outsourcing our power. We're saying, hey, what's the world going to do to me? It's exceedingly disempowering, especially if it's used repeatedly. Then it becomes compulsive, and it's running off the wrong side of our consciousness. What I mean by that is this is supposed to be on the subconscious side, on the divine side more than it is on the non-physical side. The physical side runs the fear patterns. So if we're continually hammering the divination side, the non-physical, eventually we start getting bad answers too. But we're also saying, hey, I have no control over my reality. I am powerless. Please tell me what to do. The truth is, in this timeline, right now, where we are, in this reality, action gets highly rewarded, even if it is not what would be called 100% correct. It is not a binary equation. It is not right and wrong answers. Some answers may be more right than others, but action gives us reward. So take action, live your best life, be ethical, take that risk, and make sure to love yourself. That's what you're here for. And from there, you can start loving others without expectation. You love them with an open heart.